Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kristen and today I am going to be doing some propagation repottings because I've had a couple that I've been propagating that you guys probably saw in my plant tour that I did last month, and I'm finally getting around to it because I just haven't had time, and it needs to become a main priority now because I have roots that are dying and it needs to get done. I mean, it's not the most ideal time of year to be doing it because generally you want to do repottings and stuff in spring to make sure that there's a good transition, but I need to do this because if not, I think they might die eventually. And so, first off, we're gonna start with, and this is kind of the problem too, is I get really bad at changing the water and then the roots die off. So first we're going to start with my Hoya crystal, which I wanted to originally repot with you guys last month when I was doing my plant tour, but I didn't have a lighter to be able to heat a needle to poke the drainage holes in my little cups that I use, so I put it off. And you know what makes me really mad? I literally today, right before this video, found my lighter. I was like, are you kidding me? I could have did this months ago, but that's fine. So, how are you guys doing? What are you guys up to? How are your plants doing with the winter change? Mine honestly are giving me some problems and it makes me worried. I mean, I know there's always problems once winter hits because plants are just getting less light, and I don't own any grow lights. I don't really want to own any grow lights because my electric bill is high enough as it is with the AC that I have to run with Beam, that I really don't want to buy grow lights for my plants, but if I need to, I will. So we'll see what happens. But there is a couple of my plants that are starting to get some yellow leaves on me, and I think it's because of the winter change. Like my global pothos, the big leaf that I originally propagated, that turned completely yellow. One of the big leaves on my Hoya Crimson Queen turned yellow. So I'm hoping that it's just from the normal wintertime change. And then I'm gonna repot this Swiss cheese plant because I'm not gonna repot this little one that I'm trying to propagate. Because I'm hoping to give this one to my aunt, so I'm gonna hope that it'll grow more roots in this bottle. But I'm gonna repot the big original plant I got because this used to have a poop ton of roots, big, beautiful, thick roots. So I'm kind of worried about repotting it actually, and the roots not being able to sustain it. But keeping it in this propagation bottle has ruined the roots. I don't know why it decided to all die, because at the time I was taking really good care of it. I was on top of making sure that it was getting new water every week, but for whatever reason all of the roots died off, and at the time I didn't have a tall enough planter for it, because this is a really tall vine, and I do have one now that I feel comfortable using. So but it's also getting to be that time of year where I need to start thinking about my bullet journal. Do you guys bullet journal? I started bullet journaling during the pandemic because it was more of a creative outlet for me, because as you guys have heard me talk about endlessly in other videos, science and STEM just really does not have a good creative outlet that doesn't, require all your brain power, / a creative outlet that just doesn't include failure. Because if you make a painting, sure, it might be a failure in your mind, but like you still did something that like brings value, whether you think it's ugly or not. Whereas that's not a thing in science. Like if something fails, like it's like, oh yeah, like, oh, it failed, but like you can still learn from it, yeah, but like the impact is a little different, you know? So I started bullet journaling because then I could like make my planner the way that I wanted it. However, within like the last year, it takes a lot of time and like effort to like draw out all of the setting or like all of the weekly overviews and to do all your setups and come up with cute themes and decorate it. And like my bullet journal really, like this last year was just bare bones. Like I did the spreads and that was it, because like I just didn't have the brain capacity to do it for any longer than that, and like I was super busy. And now I kind of don't even want to do that again. I would really just prefer to get like my like a pre-made planner. And I've started looking into like the custom website planners, and they're expensive. Like I think for like 6 months, the cheapest I could find was like $40, which in my opinion is not cheap. However, I found this one off of Amazon that I kind of like, that is almost perfect. The only problem is like it has like all the monthly spreads and then all the daily spreads, because I want to switch to a daily calendar. And I found that those are more expensive usually because they're more pages, and they usually aren't like yearly. So I found one that on Amazon that I think I'm just going to suck up and buy. But here is this plant, and I'm using, actually my friend Sebastian gave me this idea. We went and got boba from Kung Fu Tea. Was it Kung Fu Tea that was doing? Yeah. So we went and got boba from Kung Fu Tea when they were doing the promotion with Nintendo for the new Pikmin game. And we were sitting there, and he was like, you know what this would make, Kristen? And he's like, this would make a really great planner. I was like, you're a genius. So I kept this specifically for when I had time to repot this vine into here. And hopefully the roots will do okay, / other roots will grow back. We'll find out. But moving on to my last plant. This is a Mandula pothos that I got while I was back in Michigan. So if you guys watched my third Rate My Bookshelf video, if not, go watch that. I understand why you might not want to watch that though, because that was a very long series that I did. But in there, I had mentioned how I went back home to Detroit for the Metallica concerts, and my dad, because usually me and my dad would go every year for his birthday, we'd go to a concert, and since I've moved, we haven't been able to really do that, of course, because time and money, and getting time off work and whatnot, and just living so far away from each other. So he had to start making friends to go to concerts with him. And he brought one of his friends, and we went and visited some of her family. And her sister is also a plant person, which that was super fun to be able to see someone else's collection, which I think her collection is even bigger than my collection. And she said that she had to downsize when they moved into the new house. So it was really cool. And she had so many propagations, and she was so nice to give me this propagation. So I snuck it on the plane, and I brought it back home. And I have been waiting to repot this one because I wanted it to get used to the light. Well, one, I wanted to give it some time to decompress from being on the airplane. But two, I wanted it to get some time in like the lighting that I'm going to be keeping it in before I completely repotted it, because I didn't want to risk this dying, because it's a pot that it's a plant that I don't have. And so I thought that was super cool and super nice of her, and you know, just another one of the faith in humanity restored type situations. So I was really excited to pot this up today. It's so cute. One of the leaves did fall off, but I think that was just because of, you know, being in an airplane, like an airtight bag. Well, not, it had air in it, but being in a bag, and then, like, you know, being jostled around in my bag, and then just coming back and getting used to the lighting. There's a little bit of yellowing happening on this other leaf here, but I think it'll be okay in the end. But there is that plant. And that is all of the propagations that I have to share with you guys today. I'm going to redo the water in here, and hopefully this little propagation will start growing some roots again. It had roots, and then it did the same thing the mother vine did, where they all died off, which this time I can understand because I got really bad at changing the water in it because, one, time consuming, but two, I just had a lot going on in life, as kind of is like a broken record throughout pretty much all my videos that I've said in the last month. And so, month or 2 months, I should say. But, you know, things are getting better. So, hopefully I can stay on top of these propagations. I think, I know that I had a wandering dude propagation going on that has been kind of troublesome, and it just started giving me roots like a week or 2 ago, and I'm looking at it right now, and I think it might just be time to give it up because I have not been good at watering my propagations. And like, I was pushing off switching out the water because I knew that I was going to be repotting most of my propagations very soon. So I'll take a look at it and see how it's doing, but that one might go bye-bye. But that is all I have for you guys today. Just a nice short video for once. So let me know how your plants are doing in your plant collection with the new weather changes coming in. Have you guys had to repot any of your propagations? And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!